Commercial centers throughout the city have been discovering new ways to thrive and serve their surrounding neighborhoods thanks to the Main Streets programs. These include a program in Hyde Park, which plans a fundraiser September 26th. To bring us up to date is the program's executive director, Emily Patrick. Thank you very much for being with us, Emily.
Thanks so much for having me.
I grew up in Hyde Park. I'm thinking commercial centers, that's Cleary Square, Logan Square. So
absolutely, yeah.
Put us in that
You're very familiar with it.
Explain what you're doing.
Yeah, so Hyde Park's one of the few neighborhoods that kind of, I like to say, has it all. We have a community center, we have a library, we have a newly renovated YMCA, got a bunch of restaurants, 2 commuter rails, bus access. So there's a lot going on, and our organization focuses mainly on helping the small businesses in that district thrive and do the best that they can compared to other districts in Boston.
Well, one thing I look back on without nostalgia, of course, it was the commercial center in decline. Because when I was a kid, they had these food stores that went under because everybody had their cars and they were driving to the Denham Mall or something.
Yep. Yeah, so our commercial district really started, picture like a postcard from the 1950s with Woolworths and you know, appliance stores and everything.
Too, yes, yep.
Everything that used to be there. And as you say, people got more commuter oriented. They started driving to shopping malls. Things kind of moved out. So we're really left with mom and pops. They're not just small businesses. I like to say they're micro businesses. They're run by 1 or 2 people who are putting in 80 to 100 hours a week, sometimes unable to even pay themselves. And again, that's sort of the direction that these Main Street districts are taking on. But they have a real, community feel to them because everyone is so invested in their businesses and in their community and trying to make it thrive.
Well, one of the things you're doing is to maybe increase that community feel with a mural. I know you have one already on River Street, but you've got a new one that's going up on Fairmount Avenue, too.
We do, yeah. We're really excited about it. This is with a professional mural artist named Greg Bernstein, who's absolutely fantastic. His work is all over the greater Boston area, and he came up with this design for us that we had asked for, again, kind of in the 1950s sort of style, postcard collection style, where Hyde Park, each letter of the word Hyde Park is featuring a landmark in our district. So the George Wright Golf Course, the Neponset River, again, the community center and the Y. These are places that make Hyde Park so unique, and we're really excited to help beautify the district too by funding this project.
It's interesting you say, because another unpleasant memory I have about Hyde Park was that the river was sometimes, it smelled bad, it was polluted. Why would you want to go there? It was an industrial area.
Sure. It's nothing like that anymore. This really is a destination for people who want to kayak, who want to fish. We do a holiday ornament every year, again, touching on different aspects of Hyde Park. And a few years ago, it was the Neponset River, and we sold out of all those ornaments. People really identify with the river. I think Hyde Park is one of those few districts in the city, again, that has that sort of country suburban feel to it. We have green space that a lot of other areas don't, and the Neponset River really is a gem of that.
What about the strategy for making this commercial center more engaging?
Yeah, so we kind of look at ourselves as the last frontier of Boston. 20, 30 years ago, I think you find that some of the more successful Southwest neighborhoods of Boston were in a position like Hyde Park is now. You think about West Roxbury and Roslindale and JP, and one of the reasons that those neighborhoods were able to get up off their feet was the influx of restaurants to that district. And we're really excited. We have 2 new restaurants that are slated to open this fall. One's going to be a small plate Italian style place, and another will be a cafe, which is a type of business that we've been sorely lacking in the district. So they'll be serving, espresso, cappuccino, pastries, and paninis for lunch, and then we'll have the new dinner restaurant open as well. And hopefully that'll make Hyde Park much more of a destination for people from Dedham and Milton and West Roxbury to come see what we have to offer.
Well, what we've learned from Main Street programs in different parts of the city, it's not enough to leave individual entrepreneurs to figure things out. So how does Main Streets help them do it better?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And you're absolutely right, because a lot of these small business owners are first-generation American. They're not familiar with business plans or small business lending or all the steps that you kind of need to take to open a business. So that's kind of where the Main Street program comes in, and I meet with a lot of these people every day. We work on things from marketing, accounting, redesigning your store to make it more friendly to customers, and bringing in outside consultants that the city helps to contract to just help them get off their feet or maintain their position in the community.
So you also need to raise some money to make these things work too. So you've got an event coming up. Tell us about Havana Nights.
Havana Nights, yeah. So this is kind of the biggest event in Hyde Park every year is our annual fundraiser. This is our 6th annual, and we're very fortunate the community kind of embraces it, and they really get into it. I didn't expect it to kind of be an all-out costume soiree, but that's kind of what residents and business owners like it to be. So for the first time, we're having it at Westinghouse Plaza, which is a old factory building in the industrial area of Hyde Park in Reedville. And we're really excited to be able to show off this area of Hyde Park because it's so unique to our history. And we're sort of doing a pop-up event in this great warehouse space that's owned by actually a father-daughter company, CF Technologies. So they've been gracious enough to let us come take over their warehouse for a day. It's Havana Nights themed. We're going to be bringing in vintage cars, hand-rolled cigars. We're going to have a full 3-course meal, bar, auction, dancing, live music. And it'll be really transformative, I think, for both Reedville, the industrial area, and bringing people over to again see what Hyde Park has to offer.
We should mention if people want to find out more about the event or the Main Streets program, what's the best way they can do that?
Different ways. Our website is probably the easiest way, hydeparkmainstreets.com, streets with an S. Or City of Boston also has a link to our website as well.